Hello everyone. I think you'll be familiar with our last topic, and also you had a clear understanding of what we learned about our last class, how modules are created, how the AMD syntax works, and how the modules are fetching their exact namespaces and all. So now we will learn about how if we are talking about application, and how the application is taking the data and where it is fetching out, how the fetching is happening, and how is the flow of data. We will talk that from the data perspective, so that we are going to proceed from here. So you consider this is application which we have created in our last example using JS everything, a sample button arrow. We have an SAP waiver, which is a UI5 application or any application, a simple application. So into this application, if at all the data to come from the database, consider all the data should come from database. So we have some models called OData model. So you could consider this box, rectangle box as the OData model. So we have some models called, this is OData model. We will take a deep note of what is our data model, okay, in the upcoming classes. So these are nothing but the data models which are used to retrieve the data from the database. You could see you could see here, this is retrieving the service, correct? So retrieving the data service. So here you could see how the OData models interact with the OData service. You could see OData service, and how the OData service is creating. OData service is created by fetching the tables or what else in the tables of OData. So these OData models will query the OData service and they will get data. What is the methodology used on OData is the query. Okay, the query will be in the format, the service will be in the format of OData query. So once the data is obtained into these OData model, these OData models or will be fetched into our application. Okay, so in between these two means inside SAP web application, in between these two we have some controls in which data have to be displayed in this control. Within this application we have some controls, right? So we have some controls that will be fetched whenever a exact OData query or anything will happen. And within this application we will also define our OData model. So this is a data flowing from, you could see the lower layer will be the database tables. You may consider as a table. Okay, table will be called by the read on OData. Okay, read is a operation which will be done on the table. Okay, which is a table, and it will be out in the form of OData service, and the OData service will be called by our OData models in the form of OData query types. And this OData model will be binded into our application by several means. Okay, we will see many types of binding in the future, and even though how OData binding is also used. And finally, if the data is displayed in the application, the user will be able to see that exact data. Okay, so this is how the data is flow from how a database to the user. This is one way of accessing the data, right? And I'll show another way. Okay. So the second way of accessing the data is data is read through the OData services to the data. Okay. To the OData, read through the OData services to the OData, and these OData, like you can directly call the OData function to your application. Else, instead of directly binding the data to the controls and the views, what we are going to do here is we are going to make a relationship what we could see in here. Instead of data binding directly to the controls, we are going to create a model which may be any model, a JSON or XML model, and these are also called data model in the web application. So we're going to bind the relationship between these two types of model, between OData and JSON, and then what we will do, we'll bind that to the application. Okay, so this is how it will happen. So OData models or two types, OData v2 v4 model. Okay, and there will be other two models called JSON model and XML models. Okay, you could see a JSON model or XML model, and also there is a resource model. Totally there are four models in UI5: OData, JSON, XML, and there is a resource module. Okay, these are the models which we are using to create a web application. And from these models, the data binding exists in between the model as well as the control. The controls will be inside our web application, right? We have seen no controllers will be able to do all the action, and finally the user will be able to fetch out the data. Okay, and this is how another way of calling it that like earlier we see just in the database OData is handling directly in the web application. Here OData is fetching out to the JSON or XML model, and it is binded to our web application. And the third way is data flow from user to database. Okay, how it is the third way is database updation. So you could see a database updation over here. Okay, see here. See, the data flow from the user to the database instead of from the database to the user. Like data may be flow from here to here or there to here. It may be two binds, okay? Like back end to front end it can flow, or front end to back end it can flow. This is one way of binding type. So here is the user, he types in some data, okay? The user types some data to the application. Okay, example inside the input control. Once this user types the application in the types in data, the data will be transferred to our JSON model through the process of data binding. Okay, so then how the flow will be, data binding is a mechanism in which data is binded in between model and the control. You may consider this application controller in your vision. So what the data binding will do, bind our data between this model and the control in the application. This is data binding's exact meaning. So this is called item. So these JSON model now store the data. Okay. So now this will store the data which is entered by this user. Okay. So after the storage is done, JSON models we have to transfer this data to the database tables. You can easily transfer this to tables, or what may happen, no, you can easily transfer this to data, or you may transfer this to the OData, take JSON and keep the JSON as an intermediate, and then transfer those to the OData model. We can simply hard code some values as well for the JSON when we are using JSON model. Okay, which will be manipulated and also validated, and somehow we pass the data to the OData models, right? And then these OData model then call the OData service, which is going to again update our backend database. Okay, so the first step is there is something, see the first step you could see there is something in the DB that will be in the exact user, and in the last step you could see if the user does some changes to the application, it will be stored in our model, and again the model will be used to model will help us to create our backend database, and that will be stored in the DB, right? This is how the we have seen three methods, three types of how the data is flowing. This is not the exact flow of every application will be. So these are the types, all the ways of how data flows from DB to the user, and from again the user to the database. Okay. This is a flow which we explained about. We have observed two things. One is data binding, right? And the other thing is OData model or JSON model. Okay, so these are called models basically. Okay, which we have seen. So we need to understand what are the models now and what is data binding in order to understand the data what we have. Okay, and how the flow from the user domain. First, let us see what is a JSON model. Okay, which we will be using which will be using, okay, which will be using in our application. Okay. Much will be used, will be JSON and OData model will be used. So either of which will be optional. So here you could see, as our UI5 application is a browser based application, we have two models: client side model, server side model. These are browser models. You could see JSON, resource, XML, or called client side model, wherever OData model is the server side model. All the models are used in browser and do not call the backend, but this OData will call the backend. You could see JSON stores and manages data in the JSON format. We have seen no JS object format, that format. A simple use case will be input, like input form. You can there is a form to enter your details, then it will be stored, and this is a kind of browser model. And resource model will be like in next video we'll see the resource model. So it will be mainly majorly used for a language. Okay, different, if you need to use a web application for a different like a different languages in different countries, you need to implement your application. At that period of time, you can use resource model. And XML model stores the data in XML format. It will be used rare when data is in XML form. If you have your backend data in XML form, at that period of time, your XML model will be used. So two type, two phases: client side and server side. Right, client side will be three: JSON, resource, and XML, whereas server side is OData model. So what is the difference between these? Is they do not, these do not call the backend, whereas our server side OData will call the backend. Okay, these are the difference between these two. Okay, I'll show an example from our sample application so that you can understand. Okay, so you could see what is the client side data lives in the user's browser. It will be temporary, whereas the data comes from backend service like OData. Okay, this is how the data, the two types of data models lies in our UI5 application. Okay, so what we are going to, okay, these are the types of models we have seen over here. So this is done. The expansion, we'll see a sample application in our SAP UI5 demo kit. Okay, we just see a sample application. So I'm going to take any e-commerce website. Okay, there is a sample application which we will have a e-commerce. Get into your demo apps. Okay, just get into demo apps, and within the demos you could see many application over here. Okay, okay. Within that, we are going to open. Give me, it's loading. So browse orders. Okay. We'll open browse orders like a e-commerce website like our Amazon, Flipkart. So this is a sample application we are going to explore. Okay, as of now. Okay. Okay, so let us assume that the data is from the database tables. You can just assume the data is coming from your database tables. So these are all the orders which exist, okay, which exist from the database. So all these orders will have some data, right? So this is the data of one order and this is the data of another order. It will be in the sequential. All the data have to come from the database. That is the only option, right? So here, as well as the same flow which we have discussed in our first that exists, read the OData model using OData service. You have seen in our slide now, the first, the data flow from will be database tables to the user. This is the example of our first flow. You could just make a common combination of whatever first slide. So how this data is coming, that is a database table in our DB, so it is fetching over here, bound directly to the, so this OData model can bound directly to the view or else via JSON model. Okay, you can directly bind it to our application, or you can also be using this backend service. So if you click this, okay, this will be the this will be the example for our first data flow. Okay, so okay, the first flow will be this one, right? So database tables to user. So application is, here is a database and we are fetching our tables from the DB, right? Right. This is how the flow will be. Okay. So as of this will be the binding. I won't say this will be binding concept. Yeah, and this application uses the JSON model, how the data will be coming from the table. Okay, let us get into our UI5 demo kit, where we can see the JSON model. Okay, so sap.ui.model. Within that, you can search JSON. Okay, JSON model. Okay, here you could see JSON model is nothing but a class, right? Class JSON model is a class how we are using other class, and also you could see two important parameter over here. See here, so two important parameter over here, considering as to importing parameter, which is OData, which is OData. You could see the OData service, and the you can have a URL as a input or else a JSON object. Correct? You can have a URL as a input or a JSON object. So see. Exactly, we can give the OData backend exact URL or any object. So this will be passed as a constructor to our OData JSON model. So we can access the OData model on JSON either through a URL, and we can instantiate this class, this JSON model, and it will be fetched out. So we have some data that will be passed to JSON, and this JSON will be set, this JSON will be set to our view. Okay, we'll see some example over here. Okay, we'll see some example so that we will explore a basic JSON based application. Okay, okay, we'll see some.